Nra Bossman asara ye isi chairperson ekopie TV3 na nsema ekwoso wonum no onimsi akwa nko because okopie mo no nipa o hosting no ewo ye TV3 no oyobi a wonjo Beatrice wonjo kura nti senka Bossman asara nim se nkede ni beto sa trap we mu a nka wanko because okopie mo wonum no interview nim na busia Beatrice ebisa Bossman asara questions bi na answers Bossman asara e ba abonten no bibia da di pefe se omo sheda irregular election no in favor of a NPP because lady no Emma Bossman asara ti ase se constitution na omo de year election 2012 no and omo de year 2024 ne dia and the Bossman asara e won nsem bisa Emma lady no a Beatrice ebisa Bossman asara se e ya mpase constitution no 2012 de no na omo de year 2024 de na ma ka se ane o ka se ane no ka se adinti ena nyoma bi call so 2012 na mkache NDC say omonko court but the same thing happened in 2024 na mo ankasa mo tena say esafa coalition officer foforo by man be declare mba no in favor of NPP abusuya ehonum na Bossman say the chance say ototo papa so ehonum reveal ye dirty things a omo ye wo ye EC office in favor of NPP asi malikbasintale TV so abusuya we don't waste my time no ehwe video no embra.
We are still left with 2 to go. We are very hopeful that we'll get it done way before the swearing in Parliament.
Doc, are you able to tell us which part of the CI 127, the constitutional instrument you used for this year's general election, it was the same you used in 2020? Where in that CI that permits the Electoral Commission to recollate results and redeclare winners of parliamentary elections after they've already been declared in the constituencies?
The Constitution, Article 45, says that of all the institutions in Ghana, it's only the Electoral Commission of Ghana which is mandated to conduct and supervise. And when you are supervising the process, if the process doesn't go well, you raise issues and you address the processes. Apart from that, we have CI 127. CI 127 Regulation 43. It provides that when you are doing collation, each candidate is supposed to have 2 agents at the collation center. So anytime there are encroachers at the collation center, it undermines what the law says. Apart from Regulation 43, Regulation 48 also talks about even when agents are not present, the collation can still take place. And the 43 I mentioned, it provides some steps to be followed when you are doing the collation. So once those steps are not followed, and you have an instance whereby somebody is compelled against his or her will or under duress to declare somebody a winner, that is not acceptable as far as the commission is concerned.
So that is the word of the Electoral Commission saying that your officers there were under duress?
No, it's not the word of the Electoral Commission. It's the word of our officers.
Your officers claimed that they were under duress?
You said they claimed.
Yes,
no,
that's what
they said
saying.
They were under duress.
Let's take it step by step, Doc. You still haven't answered the question of which part of the CI allows the Electoral Commission to recollate results of constituencies and to redeclare.
I think I mentioned, let me come back. I said CI 127, Regulation 43. It provides the framework for collation. So any collation that does not follow that process is unacceptable.
And I will read that very briefly. It says that the returning officer ensures figures from polling stations are corrected and tallied. But then it goes on to say...
The returning officer ensures what?
The returning officer ensures the figures from all polling stations are correctly tallied. Once verified and accepted, a returning officer completes the constituency collation form and declares result. Now, you declare the total number, valid, rejected, and all of that, after which... And there's a part of it where it says that when there is a problem or there's a contestation, the EC may recount at that instant. But it didn't say that after there has been, for instance, after you've passed that stage and you have declared the winner.
What you just read, you said the returning officer must put together all the polling station results.
Yes, but I'm arriving at a result. I'm just saying that after you have declared the winner, I didn't see anything in the CI that said that after declaration is done, you go back and say that because there were these previous challenges, we are going to redeclare winner.
No, let me say this. We have officers, returning officers for each constituency. The same people who declared the results you are claiming they declared said no, that's not what transpired. And that at a gunpoint, at a knife point, I was compelled to declare a winner who didn't win.
Our cameras were there. I don't remember we reported that they put knives and guns
did you watch the declaration of Okankwe Central? Have you seen the footage?
I did.
Did you hear the officer saying I declared with 78%?
No.
Did you hear that?
I'm asking you a question specific to what you just said, which is the guns and the knives, and I'm saying that I don't recall our cameras recording that.
But usually in those instances,
because that's what you're using to say under duress.
No, the point is under duress. Apart from that, but did you see the footage of Okankwe Central being declared?
Yes.
Did you hear the person saying I'm declaring with 78% of the polling station?
Yes, we know that in some constituencies they declare.
And we are saying all those are unlawful.
Okay, but what happened in Damango where one person died and where the current lands minister, Napo, they declared without all the results?
Are you sure? Damango, they declared with all the results?
No, not with all the polling stations. Also, in the issue of Techiman South, 2020, during the parliamentary election, when the NDC had issues with the result, you told them to go to court. So people are feeling that there's a double standard being played here by the Electoral Commission in this year's general election.
Let me put things in the right context. Techiman South in 2020, the report from our district officer, as well as the return officers, was they had gone through the entire process required by CI 127. They went through the entire process. So when that report came to us, we said once you've gone through the entire processes, anyone who has an issue with it must use the legal system, because the entire processes they've gone through without any problem. In 2024, they didn't go through the entire process. The same people who did the exercise, those alleged declarations, the same people who did it, those same people came to the commission and said, no, that's not what transpired.
So you don't see what happened in Techiman South and what is happening now as a double standard?
No, it's not double. Anyone who claims what happened in 2020 in Techiman South, what happened in 2024 in Techiman South?
I'm talking about 2020.
No, what happened in 2020?
Where you told the agreed to go to court.
And what has happened? Are you referring to 2024 in Techiman South?
2024, you are not asking the agreed to go to court.
No, because
after the elections have been declared.
2020, the processes were followed. No, they didn't declare. What that was fraudulent declaration, and the commission will not gazette anyone who, in our estimation, went through a fraudulent
You are
process.
just referring to your men who, and of course that's a fact that is out there, that there were certain constituencies that didn't have all the polling station figures.
And I think you mentioned that one.
Yes, those were your men. So you should be taking responsibility for your men being at a place they've been trained to do this. They know the CI, and yet they went ahead to declare.
So the ones they did at Okankwe Central, Ablekumanov, Tema Central, they didn't make that point because it would have changed the outcome. I think, Beatrice, one of the things we must understand is that the Electoral Commission is a creation of the Constitution. There are clearly specified functions of the Electoral Commission, and we must perform those functions to the best of our ability, to the letter.
And you think you've done that?
Oh, no, that's what we have done, and we are left with two to go. So the point is that whether someone is happy or someone is unhappy, that shouldn't be an issue. That's why the law provides that if you are not satisfied with what the EC is doing, there is a way to go.
What we also understand is that just after the High Court did that, the NDC filed a certiorari at the Supreme Court to quash the decision of the High Court. What we are being told by NDC executives is that the certiorari was served on the Electoral Commission. You received or acknowledged receipt of that. The police administration,
on Friday.
That's what we are told. The police administration as well. Yet, irrespective of this Supreme Court certiorari, you still went ahead and did what you did on Saturday.
No,
how do you respond?
I don't know about this certiorari at the Supreme Court. I don't know anything about it. But what I want to say is that the Commission has been given clearly defined functions. And those clearly defined functions, what my understanding of the legal process is that if even you are going to take the issue to court over parliamentary or presidential election, what you do is that you must allow the process to come to an end. The processes have not come to an end. So, per the advice from our lawyers, what we did on Saturday was very, very much lawful as far as our laws are.
The lawyers, did it include the Attorney General?
The Attorney General is not our lawyer. We have our own.
Because the NDC is alleging.
Oh, no, I think that one is new to me.
The Attorney General, when you were contacted as to why you decided to go ahead, despite the Seshurara, you said that the AG had advised you were referring to
was even on Friday. So at what point would we contact the Attorney General? We have never contacted them. We don't do that. We have our own lawyers. We have our in-house and external counsels we engage.
Doc, you don't think that what the Electoral Commission has done in this year's general election is setting a bad precedent where perhaps in the future, assuming that the presidential candidate is declared winner, EC can then come back and say that we are sorry, there were ABCD reasons and therefore we are going back?
You know, Beatrice, that cannot happen because the presidential election is declared by the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. Didn't you hear before the elections that all the parties were claiming that by 12 midnight, they would have gotten all the results from the polling station? So what we are doing now, these are results all the parties have. Commission doesn't know the winner of any of these outstanding ones. So what we are saying is that you have your pin sheet, bring all, let's put them together and get the winner.